Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? What's popping? What's popping? All right, so we're on part five of this series: smart wholesaling versus old school wholesaling. We're talking about real estate wholesaling. Um, if you're brand new here, welcome. My name is Ola. I am the founder here at My Empire Pro. We're gonna have some fun with today's particular episode of this series. Um, it's gonna be fun. Okay. I do have let's see here. There you go. I do have some things to share with you on my screen. Okay. But before I dive in, let me just talk. Let me read what today's quote is. It basically says the old school wholesalers are stuck o- on they're stuck on struggling to fund their marketing while the gurus and smart wholesalers, which is what I want you to become after this video, okay? Leverage personal branding on social media to fund perpetual marketing. That's another keyword, perpetual marketing. That's something you want to pay attention to, okay? As I always say, this is a game of survival of the fittest. All right, let me see here. That's something you pay attention to, okay? As I always say, this is a game of survival of the fittest. Right, see here. Let's see. I'm talking to myself somewhere, so I need to find it and then stop it. There you go. This is what it is. All right. So I had the page for the video open, so I started talking to myself at some point. I mean, the video started playing, the live video started playing. All right. So perpetual is what we want to talk about. You know, um, by now you should know that your primary job as a real estate wholesaler is really marketing. Okay. It's not being a lawyer. It's not trying to be an attorney. It's not trying to understand all the contracts. It's not trying to understand a seamless flow of double closing before you do your first deal. The only one thing you need to understand before you do your first deal is marketing. That's really what you get paid for. You get paid for finding deals, identifying deals from motivated sellers, of course, and then you also get paid for having buyers to actually pick up those deals. Okay. So many real estate wholesalers, 99% of them are not making money. Maybe you're one of them. You haven't closed your first deal after 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 years. I spoke to a gentleman not too long ago who has been trying to do deals for 8 years, hasn't closed one yet. Um, if you're one of them, then lucky you, because I'm going to share some information with you here today. Make sure by the end of this video that you go to myEmpirePRO.com if you want the full details and to understand how this works. You want to go to myEmpirePRO.com, download my free book, My Empire Lifestyle Secrets. It's a 190 pages, 200 pages book that you absolutely must read 10 to 15 times in order for you to understand how this works. It's free. Now, if you don't read it, can you still make it? Yes, of course, but your chances are slim to almost none, especially in the digital age. When I started back in, I bought my first course in December 2004. I closed my first deal in December 2005. It took me that long mostly because I was still in school and I didn't really start promoting business heavy until mid 2005 after I graduated from my master's degree. But so you could rightfully say maybe it took me 5 to 6 months to close my first deal, but that 5 to 6 months was basically marketing. Okay. So it's also your responsibility to come up with buyers. Okay. Yes, the gurus. I actually found one this morning who actually claimed that he has a list of certified, that was the word he used, certified cash buyers in your particular local area, and he's going to give it to you once you buy his course. I am not going to deceive you like that. I'm sorry. Okay. And I believe there's no such thing as a list that someone give to you. I mean, think about it. If people could just sell you a list, they could make up a list with fake phone numbers and email addresses that basically leads you to nowhere. Some of you already experienced that. The best way for you to have buyers for your deals is to build that buyers list yourself. Okay. Of course, you can manually do that by going to your local REA, Real Estate Investment Association Club. But we're in a digital age. The ideal of knocking on doors, driving for dollars, right? Direct mailing, which is essentially called snail mailing. That means snail, like it's slow, right? And all the strategy just don't work as they used to work anymore. Number one, because the competition is a lot faster than that. And becoming fast is not something that it's not really rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's something you can master today. Okay, in the next, if you plug into the right program, within the next 30 minutes to 45 minutes, you can master this. Okay, so using digital marketing. Using digital marketing, all right. Sorry about the noise, guys. Using digital marketing, it's not really an option anymore, okay? Because you're watching me. Chances are you're watching me or you're listening to this from a phone right now, okay? As a matter of fact, let me talk to you face to face for a second here. All right. So chances are you're watching me right now on the phone. And as I always say, I may be sleeping as you're watching this. So it is possible. Okay. And for you to be able to do that in your own business and leverage that to attract deals, attract leads, right? And attract deals and close as many deals as you want. It's not that much of, it's not rocket science. Okay. It's just a new skill that you don't really have a choice. You just have to learn it. Okay. And the number one evidence that you have to learn it is basically what I just said here, that the gurus, the ones that are teaching you all these old school strategies that are not working anymore and evidently is not working for you. If it worked for you, you're one out of 1,000 people, right? And the first evidence is that the gurus are using the same tricks, the same strategies, personal branding, social media marketing, okay? And they're using it to create perpetual marketing that basically cost them at most one time, okay? At most one time expenses, okay? But it basically continues to bring in people, which is the only source of deals and money. Okay, money and deals come from where? Comes from people. Okay, and most people that get into real estate wholesaling, they're chasing deals when in fact, really what they should master is attraction marketing and using it to attract people. Okay, using it to attract people who are basically in a targeted audience. What is your target audience? Okay, you're looking for motivated sellers with distressed properties, right? Yes, the concept is the same thing from the old school. Basically, even in the old school, you attract distressed properties that has a motivated seller. You can attract distressed properties all day you want. If there's no motivated seller behind it, it's a waste of your time. So again, speed, right? Patience in learning the skills that you need to learn. But whatever strategy you're using needs to have speed on it because success loves speed. Does that make sense? So this is the balance between speed and patience that people don't understand sometimes. People are busy applying patience to a very slow strategy that basically increases your chances that you'll become another statistics. What do I mean by statistics? The gurus are doing hotel seminars around the nation all day long. you, Probably you've been to one of them, right? They're selling people on $20,000, $40,000 packages with the dreams that they will close and flip a $20,000, $30,000 deal, right? But the fact of the matter is that people get into these strategies, and these strategies are old school. And if it's working for the guru, first of all, if it's working so good, they will not be doing seminars. They will just stay focused on just doing their deals in their local area. So one of the secrets that the one of the secrets of the gurus, or one of the secrets of the market leaders, that's the more better name to call it, market leaders, right? One of the secrets is that they understand that perpetual marketing And funded marketing is the secrets to the game. There was a gentleman that he came to one of these videos and comment and said, I'm starting to learn that, no one is willing to share the secret of the trade. Everyone will talk, but let me share the secret of the trade with you. It's funded and perpetual marketing. Okay. Funded means, yes, it may cost you money and time initially, but not on an ongoing basis. Okay. Perpetual means even while you're sleeping, marketing continues. Without you spending another extra dime or money, marketing continues, your brand building continues, right? And that results in the bottom line. Okay. That shows up in your bottom line in how many deals you do over time and how many deals you attract, how much money you attract over time. But remember what I said at the beginning of this video. Money and deals only come from one place, from people. It doesn't come from the contracts. Okay, the contracts is just it's called an instrument. Okay, but an instrument doesn't work itself. Think about it, like musical instruments, right? They don't play themselves unless there's some kind of electronics behind it, in which case that's not the instrument playing itself. That's basically something playing from a storage, a data storage. Okay, but I'm talking about regular instrument, a saxophone, a piano, right? Reason why we call it instrument is because a human being has to use it. Okay, so learning the right contract, because people Google real estate wholesaling contract all the time. I don't know why, most people Googling that. There's some people that Google that legitimately because they have a motivated seller and they need to put a contract together so they can go put that house on the contract. Kudos to you if you're one of the 10% that's doing that. But the rest of the 90% of people Googling real estate wholesaling contract does not even have a motivated seller yet. They're just looking for the contract. Why? Right? It's an instrument that you're basically not going to be able to use because, again, you're missing the most important ingredient, which is people. Okay. So there are three P's in every business, right? There's product, there's process, and there's people, right? The product is real estate, right? That product comes from where? It comes from people. So you can replace that product real quick with people. Okay, so we have people on the other side. So now you have people, process, people, right? Process is basically the machines of the technology digital age, right? Process. YouTube. Think you watching this video and I may be sleeping right now. Think about it now. Now flip it. What if this was your business, right? And you have this machines, right? This is not really me. This is a computer playing, by the way. I'm probably sleeping again, right? And think about it. And this machine is YouTube, Facebook, right? A blog if you want to. You don't really have to these days, but if you want to, if you really want to take it to that level, right? But bottom line is it's not really about the blog, YouTube, Facebook. It's about presence on the digital horizon. Okay. Right. If you go knock on the door right now, that person decides to Google your name, what would they find? Right now, if they actually check your driver license and they check your name and they Google your name, what would they find? Can they find information about the product that you're offering? If they can't, you're already losing. This is why you're not closing deals. This is why you're struggling. But these things are so obvious, they're right in front of you, but you haven't paid attention. Again, the gurus are not teaching them yet, at least not a lot of them. Okay. And but once they start teaching it and you start paying 50 grand for it at the 3 days boot camp, it's usually already too late at that time because then you have a lot of people who have already been ahead of the curve at that time. All right. So that's basically what I'm talking about because I want to read that to you again. Hopefully, I've given you some little bit of background to what I'm talking about here today. The old school wholesalers are stuck on struggling to fund their marketing. So funding your marketing can come in the form of money or time. If you're knocking on doors and you're driving for dollars, you're basically funding that marketing um, You're funding that marketing with your gas, with your brakes on your cars, and with your time, right? If you're doing direct mail, you're funding it with money, and there's nothing wrong with funding marketing with money. But if it's basically going to create what I call a dead connection, you're wasting money. Okay, a dead connection is basically a connection you create one time. Yes, quite a connection, but in order for you to continue to create that connection, you have to spend money and time again, right? And if you're doing that, you're going to lose, because it takes an average prospect, an average of about 7 times. Study shows that it takes about 7 times exposure to you before they decide to do business with you. But now you just spend money, you just created one exposure, and it's in most cases a dead connection, because chances are you're not going to be able to reach out to them again because you're moving on. But you're spending money, okay? So that money you're spending, excuse me, is affecting your bottom line, okay? Because you're spending that money and it's an expense, and any profit you make later, so even if you close the deal 3 months from now, you for you to understand the true profit you just made, you're going to have to deduct all your expenses and the time you spent on that from that revenue, right? And that will equals to your profit. But many people don't even think about it. Most real estate wholesalers are just looking to close their first or next deal, and this is why they fail, because they're just thinking about instant gratifications. Most wholesalers basically are looking to capitalize on instant equity, but they're not building a brand, they're not building an empire. Okay, and this is why they fail. You want to increase your chances of closing deals, you want to increase your chance of closing deals by 1,000, then your focus needs to be on building a brand and building an empire. Your first evidence is look at your gurus. What are they doing? How much time are they spending investing on shooting the next YouTube video for you to watch? Why so? Why is it that they care so much about putting these YouTube videos out there, right? I mean, if direct mailing was the holy grail, if knocking on doors was such the holy grail, right? If driving for dollars was such the holy grail, how come they spend this time on YouTube videos, building a brand, creating courses, right? And you may, oh, you just want to help. No, it's part of their bottom line. It's part of how they create perpetual marketing. It's part of how they create funded marketing. Some people call it funded proposal. It basically allows you to create perpetual marketing on and forever and ever without having to recreate the funds, okay, without having to recreate the expenses, the investments in marketing, okay. So you need to start looking at yourself like an artist, okay. I'm talking about you, the wholesaler or a marketer of any sort, networking, internet, doesn't matter, okay? A wholesaler, a real estate wholesaler. You need to start looking at yourself like an artist, okay? So I'm going to use the best example available, but you can basically pick any musical artist and this thing applies. In today's digital age, okay? Back in the days, they made some of their money from selling CDs. Some of them make $1 from every CD sold, right? And the label will make the rest of the money, and they have to pay all these other expenses and marketing. Well, today it's a little bit different because no one is buying CDs anymore. And the artists that are now obsolete, okay, the ones that are obsolete, um, are basically the ones that kind of slept on themselves. They slept on their business and they waited until it's too late and they argue, no, I'd rather have the CDs. When it was CDs replacing cassette tapes, they said, no, I'd rather have the cassette tapes. When digital streaming through the likes of iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, right? Even Amazon right now has streaming right now, right? When those things start to become popular, they say, no, I'd rather have the CD. It just feels better. No, it doesn't. It feels better because you're stuck on old school. Okay, that's the problem. You're stuck on old school, and the people that survive the game of business since the beginning of mankind, period. Since the beginning of mankind, not just in the digital age, we're in the digital age, but really this thing here has been here like forever. Okay, the fact that media or any type of medium, right, that it evolves over time, how people communicate, how people respond to information, how people link with each other, how people relate with each other, social media, right, has always evolved over I've always evolved over time. That's not something new. That's not new, right? It's new to you because you have only one lifetime and you're in the middle of this lifetime and you can only see maybe two or three shifts within a lifetime. So example I'm making right now, musical artists, right? The medium and the media that they used was cassette tapes. In my lifetime, I remember cassette tapes, and now there was CDs. And for those of you that care for videos, then there was VCD, right? If you're in Africa, you know what VCD is, but then they go to DVD, right? But now it's basically streaming. Like, I remember my wife used to have like this bag of CDs, of DVDs that of the movies that she was watching. I mean, I think it was about 4 years ago that we literally had to go dump that whole thing in the garbage, right? And if you notice at the time, if you've ever had to dump DVDs like that in the garbage, if you notice, it was kind of like a hard thing for you to do. I mean, it made sense to do it because you have no use of it anymore. Like from a physical, logical standpoint, there was zero use of it. But somehow in your heart of hearts, you didn't want to dump it, right? See, we're all like that, okay? But the truth of the matter is that when it's time to dump your old school marketing strategies, wholesaling strategies, it's just time to dump it, okay? And usually people wait until it's too late because of this same reason I just gave you. It's just hard for people to do that. If you're a human being, you have a human brain in your head, it's normal that it's hard for you to dump the old school strategies or to buy into the idea that there's such a thing as smart wholesaling. It's normal. It's very normal. But even though, in spite of the fact that it's normal, it has the same effect on your business. If you refuse to dump it, it will take unnecessary space in your brain, in your business, in your empire, and then your growth will be stunted. And then you wonder why. Was because you refuse to rise above the regular, the average, right? The average people will wait until it's too late. Okay. Perpetual marketing. Okay, creating living connection. In other words, you create a connection with somebody, but that connection lives on, not because you are hoping or you're using any type of hope strategies, because you set up a strategy to make that happen. It's easy. It's YouTube videos, it's social media, it's automation. Okay, there are three secrets to surviving business in this digital age, especially if you're a wholesaler. And the good news is that the playing ground is leveled for everyone. So you don't need $30,000 or $10,000. I was watching Sean Terry, by the way, making an example of you spending $10,000 on direct mailing in order for you to create 10 deals a month, right? I was watching him do that. I'm like, wow. 10 deals, by the way, equals to 10 people. When you create 10 deals, that's just 10 people. There's no leverage in that. But when you understand from a people's standpoint, you create 10 deals from a people's standpoint, that one each person can lead to additional deals from referrals, right? From people engaging with the algorithms of your automation online. It just goes viral if you understand what I just said. Okay. I just lost my train of thought real quick because I'm trying to get back to the most important thing here. Okay. Well, I was talking about CDs, I was talking about cassettes, I was talking about media, medium, the way people communicate, the way people receive information. And the end of the at the end of the day, your real estate wholesaling business is a people's business. If you really understand that, then you will win this game because everything you do will come from the standpoint of what do the people want? How would they like to receive information better today? Do people appreciate you knocking on their door without calling first, even if you're family? That's a no. So why would you want to engage in such marketing strategy when in fact the digital playing ground is already leveled for everyone? It's actually cheaper. Okay, it's actually cheaper in terms of dollars to learn the skills of using digital marketing. Okay, and then we're talking about funded marketing. In other words, your marketing is funded, so you don't have to worry about consistency. One of the main reasons why people are not consistent with their marketing is because they run out of money and time. Okay, it is something called marketing budget. Okay, and that marketing budget, you will run out of it if you don't set yourself up for perpetual marketing, consistent marketing, because the only secret of the game at the end of the day, remember I told you I was sharing the secret of the trade with you, right? The secret of the game is consistency. If I could lead it down to one word, is consistency. But consistency is very hard. You cannot say, hey, as a human being, I'm going to be deliberately consistent. It doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, because we're weak human beings, you have to position yourself for consistency. Okay. You have to use the calendars in order to be consistent. If you say, no, I'm not going to keep a calendar, I'm just going to be consistent anyway, it's not going to work out because you're human. Okay. I set 12 p.m. to be here today to do this. I've chosen to use Google Hangouts for now because I needed to be consistent. See, if I wait until I have to edit all my videos and make it look fancy and stuff, chances are I'm going to lose consistency. Okay. If I wait I, until, until I finish editing the video, I put the camera, I shoot the video, I go to this, I put the B rolls, I do all that, right? I'm not going to be consistent. So based on everything else that's going on in my life right now and in my business, I will not be able to be consistent with bringing this value to you every day if I have to wait for that. So basically what I've done is that I use the calendar plus the Google calendar, and I set myself and I said 12 p.m. I'm going to be here and I'm going to talk to you from the heart. I'm going to share my knowledge, my experience, my years of experience with you when it comes to marketing, because that's really what we do as wholesalers. That's it. Okay. That's it. You're in the business of attracting people, and you better be using attraction marketing and attraction science. Because if you don't do that, you will chase people away. That's just what's going to happen. Okay. Especially in the digital age, people have choices, people have options. When people have choices and options right from their fingertips on their phone, guess what? You better be using attraction, because they're going to make other choices if you basically try to chase them. And when you chase people, they run away. That's just the way attraction works. All right. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you. Honestly, I was hoping I would get into a little bit of math. Okay. Um, I will do another video on how this affects your bottom line from a math standpoint. Okay. But I want you to understand this. Okay. If I spend $10, let me give you a quick simple math. If I spend $10, I'm the old school wholesaler, right? And I attract 10 people with those $10. And I spend $10 here, right? And I'm the digital wholesaler, the smart wholesaler, rather. I rather say smart wholesaler, because again, this concept has existed before the digital era. Okay. It's just understanding how to stay ahead of the game. That's all this is. Okay. So if I spend $10 here and I attract 3 people, okay, you spend $10. You're old school, right? And you attract 10 people. But basically, there are 10 people that, yeah, they read your letter or they opened the door for you, but they're not interested, right? So because they're average human beings, it takes them about 7 exposures to decide to do business with you, right? And you spend that $10. Yes, 10 people. It seems like 10 people, right? But you didn't close any deal, right? Let me be fair. Let's say you close you're probably not going to close deals from 10 people, by the way, but let me just say, for example, you closed 1 deal, right? And I spent this $10 as a smart wholesaler, right? And I created a living connection. In other words, I connected with them, but I'm not even asking them to do any business with me yet. But I've connected with them. I've basically, my system has automated finding out what they want and connecting with them from their needs standpoint, right? And then boom, they grab onto it. They actually give me their contact information so I can reach out digitally by way of emails or sometimes text messages over and over to them, right? Without having to spend additional dollar. Remember, I spent $10 on those 3 people. From those 3 people, 2 people becomes a deal. You know what? Forget that. Let's say 1 people become a deal, right? This 1 person stays connected to me. These 2 other people haven't done business with me, but they're still connected to me. On the 7th day, both of them decided they want to do business with me. Now I have 3. These 3 people are now referring people to me using the automation of the social media algorithms. They're now referring people to them. Knowingly or unknowingly, they're referring more people to me, right? Because every time they engage in my video, the fact that they watch 2 minutes, even just 2 minutes of my video, now the Google, YouTube algorithm thinks this must be content that people want to hear, which is true because I have to bring quality content always, right? And then Google or YouTube will now show the videos to more people that are likely to take advantage of it. That's called living connection. It's the smartest way to spend your marketing dollars, your time in the digital age. Okay. As a smart wholesaler, you need to pay attention to what I just said. If you need to, you need to rewind what I just said and watch it over and over again. All right. So hopefully this was really good content for you to really pound on and think about. There are 3 secrets. First, you have to lead with value. Number two, automation. Speed. You got to automate stuff. Okay. You got to automate. If you're not automating, you're missing out. And automation costs next to nothing. Okay. And three, you need lots of traffic. You need lots of traffic. You need to have choices. You need to have options, because that improves attracting more business to you. Okay. If you're just chasing that one person, that one house that you found on your block that was basically vacant, and you're chasing that, you're going to get burnt out. Okay. I promise you're going to get burnt out, and it's not the best use of your time. Those are the 3 secrets: value, automation, VA, traffic, VAT, VAT. Okay. Those are the 3 secrets. And if you want to learn more about that, basically just go ahead right now. Go to myEmpirePRO.com, download the book, read all about it. You also have instant access. Once you download the book, on the following day, you'll start getting emails of the 7-day free course on Smart Business Empire. So you can learn this, or it's absolutely for free. Okay. And if you like anything I said so far made any sense to you, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It helps YouTube knows that you actually enjoy this video, and share this video with anyone you know that's struggling in real estate wholesaling, or anybody is struggling in any kind of business or marketing. They need to hear what I just said today. Share that with them. If you can't think of anyone, just click share and share to your social media. That would be the best thing you can do for me today. If you have any comments, questions, contributions, addition to anything I've said, your thoughts, I want to know what they are. I want to engage with you. Share it in the comment box below. And hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. And I will see you on the next one. And peace.